I made $54,000 by selling a $27 digital product. And in this video, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I did it, and I'm going to show you the product that I've been selling and exactly the strategy that I've been using. And to show you that this is real, I'm showing you one of my Stripe accounts. This Stripe account is only for the digital product. Obviously, the high ticket products from a Done With You service that I have is on another Stripe account. But just to show you that this is true, I'm gonna convert this because obviously it's in euros. So I'm gonna convert this into USD. So I'm gonna put this here, and then as well from my PayPal account, and that equals that. And if we take that into USD, that equals, okay, so that equals, yeah, like this, 54,547 dollars with a $27 digital product. And this is how you can do the same, right? And my name is Uri, and I am the founder of HighBuys, which is a consulting and marketing company. And we basically help coaches, consultants, and agency owners acquire more clients, more high-ticket clients with acquisition systems. And to tell you a little bit about my story, before building this system and before building this, well, as I use this digital product, and obviously I'm going to tell you the way I use this digital product, but basically this is for a system to get high-ticket clients. And before building this system, I was stuck in the same spot, right? I was doing cold outreach, grinding on DMs and doing cold emails. And it was really inconsistent, right? The sales calls that I was getting was really inconsistent because every single sales call that I was getting rely solely on one strategy, which was outreach, right? And whenever you stop one day doing outreach, that equals that you are not gonna get the appointments, because obviously this system is based on the effort and the hours that you dedicate to send X amount of DMs, emails, whatever, right? And it was really painful. I'm gonna be honest, it was really painful, right? And I didn't have leverage. And one of the things that I realized is I didn't fully understand my niche, and that kept me from building an offer that actually moved people to take action, right? Because if you don't understand your niche better than themselves, then you cannot create an offer that really resonates with them, right? But everything changed when I discovered something, which was, if you want predictable sales, you just don't need more leads. What you need is the right system, right? And that system started with understanding my niche deeply and crafting a real high-ticket transformation, which means the offer. Because the offer is not your service. The offer is the real transformation that you take somebody from point A to point B, right? And then installing a front-end acquisition system that bring buyers into my world, right? And I put these three things separately because, I don't care if you have the best outreach strategy or you run the best ads. If your offer and your niche are not good, then there's no way you're gonna make sales, because we make businesses to solve problems for people. We don't create solutions and then we don't create products or services and then we try to go out there and see if somebody wants that. No, that's the wrong way to approach business. The best way to approach business is by looking at the market, find what problem this market has, and create a solution tailored to them. So that way your offer becomes inevitable for them to buy, Now, the reason why I created this product is because at that time I was testing a lot of things, right? I was doing manual prospecting. I was, trying and building different funnels and having different services. I tried running ads for real estate. I tried building funnels, and a bunch of other things, right? But nothing truly was scalable. But then I came across a book called Sell Like Crazy by Sari Sui, right? Which I'm gonna show you right now, guys. This is this book right here. Sari Sui don't pay me to show this book, but this is personal recommendation for myself because I genuinely think this book changed the way I approach marketing and the way that I understand business. And it's free. It's completely free, right? So, I don't have any affiliate links on this book. It's just my personal recommendation because I really want to give you as much value as possible, and trust me, this book really tells you a lot. And I want to show you actually the funnel he uses, right, which for his book, which is this one, right? As you can see, I understood and learned a lot from him when it comes to, to building funnels that convert, creating offers that convert, BSLs.
Maxim group of 8, waking up to believe a founder and be annoyed at seeing yet
really crazy and super good. Obviously, the way he creates these headlines, which is the offer, Shark Tank investor agrees to give away 10,000 copies of his #1 best-selling book just to prove his marketing strategies work better than anything else. Like, the way he creates and he uses, psychology into every single thing that he does is just so crazy. And trust me, if you have the chance to go through this page, you're gonna learn a lot just by understanding the way he does funnel, right? And actually, obviously this book right here taught me a lot about marketing, but what actually taught me a lot about marketing was, analyzing what he was doing and what a lot of people does in the marketing space, which is having what I like to call a value ladder, or whatever you want to call it, right? I just put it here because whenever you buy his free book, I think you pay $2 for the shipment. Then he basically, after you check out and you buy the product and stuff, he sends you to this page, which is an upsell page for $197 templates with a subscription of $99 per month for his AI software, right? So you see, this is super crazy because he understands so well that business is not about making one sale, but business is about building a full relationship with your customers so that it potentially in the future might become your customers. Because what he does here is, by having a free book, he just reaches to a lot of audience, right? Because because buying a free book, it can be bought by somebody that is making $20,000 per month, or somebody that is just starting out. And whenever somebody just buys these templates, because obviously he sells these templates in AI, because he tells you that, okay, now you've got the strategy, and now I'm gonna give you the selling system, the exact system that I explained on the video, plug and play, so that you can just literally copy and paste and start using it right now for your business. So people that are educated with this book, now they're like, wow, he told me so much value in this book that I guess these templates are gonna work. And I actually bought them. And after he sells you those templates, it's like, okay, now you know how the strategy works. Now you've got the templates and pretty much to run ads and everything. But now, if you get appointments, you need to know how to close them. And he sells a $497 sales course. And after he just does every single thing of this step, he finally reaches to the last step, which is the course. Well, actually he has 2 offers, which is a full course, which I think the course obviously is a high ticket course, and then he has a done for you service for his marketing agency, right? So I understood that marketing is about creating a full relationship and about building trust and helping people along the way. And obviously there's gonna be people who are ready to buy right now to your high ticket offer, but maybe these people who 1 year ago bought your book, started for completely zero, and now they're making, $30K per month, and now they can pay you for your high ticket offer. So it's all about building a full relationship with your clients and your customers, right? So that really clicked instantly in my head, because I understood that he was not just selling info. He was building trust, filtering buyers, and scaling them step by step. And that's when I made the decision to create my own ecosystem, my own acquisition machine, which was built around a low ticket product that gave me immediate value and helped my dream clients solve a real problem. And later on, I'm going to show you what my product is, okay? And something that I saw as well is that most of you guys know who Iman Gadzhi is. And Iman Gadzhi, he launched an event a few months ago, and he charged for that event $97. And the reason why he does that is because when people pay, they pay attention, and when they show up, they buy. So it's not only about having freebies, right? Like having free lead magnets or VSLs or webinars, but because if you can actually charge them, people are going to be more committed. So that's something that I understood, that if I charge a ridiculous price, people are going to be in my ecosystem, and it's going to be people more qualified, And why most people don't buy right away? I'm going to tell you this, right? Because before we talk about the low ticket offer, there's something even more important, which is to understand where your audience is in the buying journey. And I'm going to go here on Figma because I want to show you actually more about this thing, right? Which is, we've got this, right? This is the marketing funnel, okay? Now, here we've got 3% of the people, 3% of the people who is in buy now mode, right? And what I mean with this buy now mode is people that if you put an offer in front of them, they're gonna buy straight away, right? Which means, let's say that you run ads, and let's say that you're in the e-commerce niche, right? Let's say that you are helping e-commerce brands, scale to 5x ROAS or whatever. If you put your offer in front of them, they're gonna buy straight away because they are in the buyer's journey. They already know what solutions there are in the market. They know that they have a problem, and they actually want to buy the solution. They are ready to buy right now, right? Which is only 3% of the market, and this is where most people fail, because most people create marketing strategies focused only for the 3% of the market. And that's why most people fail. And that's what most people ads fail, right? Because this is the charge of ads, right? And let's talk about Meta Ads right now, right? Because it's the most advanced platform out there right now, right? Meta Ads. When you run ads, right? Meta Ads has an algorithm, right? And this algorithm, what it does is that obviously right now you don't want to, do interest targeting. And the way it works is by giving you the people that is most likely to convert, right? Obviously, if your objective is conversions, Meta Ads is going to look for people that are more likely to convert. The thing is that your messaging from the ads becomes your new targeting, right? Because nowadays, doing interest targeting doesn't work anymore. And the message from your ads is what really, targets people. So if your ads are focusing on this 3% of the market, your ads are going to be like this, right? This is the days, and this is the results, right? So what is going to happen is that you're going to get great results in the beginning, but then basically it's going to happen is that you will already have shown your ads to the 3% of the market. So now you don't got any more people to show your ads to, so your ads are going to be like this. And the reason why is because then we've got 17% of the market, which is I'm going to put it in green, is in solution aware, okay? What this means is that these people, they already know they have a problem and they are looking for different solutions in the market. So they're looking for your agency, for your coaching, for your course. They're looking to find out what's the best solution that fits them, their problem. So whenever you're like putting your offer out there, these people already are looking for more solutions. So they need to see why your offer is better, what testimonials you have, why they should trust you. Are you an authority in the market? Like, you don't want to go out there and put your offer if they don't feel ready. Then we've got another 20% of the market, which is people that is problem. Wait, let me put it in green. Problem aware. Okay, so what this means is that these people right here, they know they have a problem, but they're not actively looking for solutions, which means that if they know their e-commerce store is not growing or is not getting the best results, even if you put your offer out there, these people are not actively looking for solutions. So you need to tell them more. You need to go into their pain points and actually, because one thing is run your ads be like, I'm gonna get you 5x ROAS or you don't pay. Like, this doesn't appeal to these people. An ad that would appeal to these people would be like, do you feel like your e-commerce brand is not converting? Do you feel, and then you wanna show them the solution, because most people, they have a problem with showing more stuff, right? They don't wanna create content because they think that they're, just teaching a lot of stuff, where actually in 2025, what it's most important is to tell and to show that you have a really in-depth knowledge and tell everything that you know, because what you're selling is the implementation. Because information, there's a lot of information out there, but what you as an agency, as a coach or as a consultant, you want to do is just to sell the implementation. So that's why you need to tell and show that you know exactly what you're talking about, and you really want to talk about everything, and you don't want to hide anything, right? You want to give as much value to people. So that's why when you are running ads to these people, you want to create some sort of VSL to educate people. You want to send people to your content, to your, there's obviously multiple funnels that you can do. You can run webinar funnels, VSL funnels. You can even run social funnels, which is running traffic to your profile, getting people to follow you, and your content will nurture them, right? So there's a bunch of funnels that you can do. And what's most important is to understand where your audience is in the buying journey, because then what you have is the 60% of the market, which is people who is literally not aware. So what this means is that you don't want to go out there and create an offer, or you don't want to go out there and that your messaging is just like, yeah, here's my offer. Like, no, you need to educate way more people. So that's why I understood that having a low ticket product was a good way to go, because instead of targeting here, what I'm doing is I'm targeting this 97% of the market. Okay. And what I'm doing is apart from that, I'm making that people pay for my product, which I'm filtering low intent buyers and high intent buyers, because people that pay are more committed to take the next step, is that I'm taking this 97% of the market and I'm taking them down to the 3% of the market, which means that I have way more opportunities, right? That's why Meta Ads, in terms of platform to go, is way better than Google. Because when you run Google Ads, pretty much Google is just like targeting this 3% and 17% of the market. And the best way to target cold traffic, which is people that don't know you, is to go for Meta Ads, TikTok ads, YouTube ads, because these platforms just put ads in front of people, right? Whereas Google Ads, it needs to be people that they make the intention to go and search for that problem, right? Or that solution that they want. So now that I explained this, what I was saying is that most people aren't ready to buy the first time they see your ad, your video, or your landing page, right? They are skeptical and they don't trust you yet. And they've been burnt before most of the times, right? So they need to trust you before they buy from you. And Sabi Subi called this the Magic Lantern Principle, which is the idea that most of your market is cold and unready. And it's your job to warm them up by educating them, giving value, and dissolving that step by step, right? So as I said, most people are in a before state and they want to get to that desired outcome. And most of the time, even if your offer takes them from point A to point B, you need way more effort into showing them through your content, through your lead magnets, through your VSLs, through your low ticket products, right? Because you're not just selling a product, you're building belief. right? So how do you do that? By giving them quick wins. When you create a low ticket product, you want to look for a specific problem they have that you can solve quick, right? So you want to solve small parts of their big problem, right? If their problem is that their e-commerce store is not growing, they might be having problems with running ads, they might be having problems with conversion rate optimization. So you want to focus on one specific small problem from their actual problem, right? And as well, you do that by showing them your method works before you ask them to buy the big thing, right? And that's why this strategy is so powerful, because the low ticket product becomes the bridge. It removes skepticism, it creates trust, and it gets them results fast. And that's when they see you not only as a marketer, but as a mentor that they want to work with you, right? Now, why this works better than a lead magnet, right? I'm going to show you why. Obviously, having lead magnets or VSLs or free webinars work well, because SavvySobi just sells a free book, obviously, which I'm not going to deny that. But having low ticket products, I'm going to show you and tell you what in my opinion, think it's better, right? Because when you run lead magnet funnels or VSL funnels, they don't consume your content most of the time. They opt in to watch the full video. Sometimes they don't finish the video, or they don't even download that guide. They rarely convert, because most of the time it can be competitors from yours just seeking what you're doing. And they often download or they watch the guide and then they ghost them, right? Obviously, if you have a really setup and follow-up in place, it's going to be good. But if they're not qualified, even if you try your best to convert them, you're not going to convert them, right? Whereas a low-ticket product, it qualifies the intent, right? Because people that buy your product, it's not going to be competitors or free seekers, because they're paying, right? Which means that these people are committed to actually improve their business. They are committed into taking the next step that is going to take them to that dream result that they want, right? It brings in committed action takers, and it builds trust faster, right? And it converts part of your ad spend as well, because when you run BSL, you need to make sure what your cost per acquisition is, right? So if you have a high ticket product that is $2,000, well, at least you want to make sure that you pay, I don't know, you need to have in mind that you at least need to spend $500 without seeing any result, maybe, before you see big results. Whereas when you sell a low ticket product, it's just like an e-commerce. You see $27 straight away. It's just like you see results fast, which obviously makes your ad spend be break even. And then all the high ticket sales that you do on the back end is free, is profit, right? It's free money. Now, before I tell you my step-by-step system, I want to make sure that we understand what an acquisition system is, right? Because this product wasn't just a product, it was an acquisition machine, right? Because what I want to make sure and make clear here is that in this video, I'm not teaching you how to, this is not an e-commerce. I'm not here to teach you that this is a business model, because the reality is that this is not a business. Just having a digital product is not like a business model, right? Because it's just like acquisition system, because you're creating digital products for B2B, right? Business to business, which means that there's not as much people as B2C, right? Because maybe you've got this amount of people that are business owners, they have a business, right? And you can target them. Whereas when you have a V2C, right, which is business to consumer, let's say you are, I don't know, you're selling, I don't know, kitchen products or whatever. There's a lot of people that they want to buy kitchen products. Whereas buying templates for your business, there's not as much people that they have a business as people that, they cook. You know what I mean? Because obviously there's going to be way more people in B2C. So that's why I'm saying that you don't need to treat this like an e-commerce. Obviously you can make 5 figures per month with this, by selling a digital product. But if you make high ticket sales, it's going to be way easier for you. You're going to be having more profit. Awesome. So what is an acquisition system? It's basically a repeatable, scalable system designed to bring in people who are pre-qualified to buy, which means gonna go here back again, which means that an acquisition system is you've got inputs, right? And then you take these inputs through processes, okay? And these processes convert the inputs into outputs, right? And then you see what the outputs are and you give feedback to improve the inputs, right? Feedback. So, and obviously this whole system operates in an environment, right? So what I mean here is your acquisition system is you put inputs, right? Let's say you run traffic and you take them to processes of conversion processes, funnels, whatever, and then you get appointments. That's a process. Sorry, that's a system. So a system, obviously, that's why it's super important that, for example, let's say that you create a system to get clients for your business and you put here your offer. If your niche is bad, if your inputs are bad, then your processes are going to process bad outputs, right? So there's a sentence in business that is garbage in, garbage out, which means that if you put garbage in, if you put things that are bad, you're going to get bad results. So that's why I said that it's super important to make sure that you have your niche and your offer nailed before you start selling a digital product, because the selling digital product is just a process of getting clients, right? It's just a way that you convert this into clients. So acquisition system is not just about getting leads, it's about filtering out the wrong people, pre-framing your ideal clients, moving people up the buyer's journey, and turning strangers into believers, right? And the low ticket product, the one that I'm telling you right now, is one of the smartest ways to do it. But it only works if the strategy behind is clear. Again, if your high ticket offer is good and you understand your niche really well. So that's what I'm gonna be unpacking in this document step by step, okay? So now I'm gonna talk about the step-by-step breakdown of my system, which step one is to pick the right niche, right? It's super important. It's the foundation of any niche. You need to understand your niche. Like, it's literally 17% of any business. Like, you need to understand super well your niche, right? And when I first started, I tried getting real estate clients in the real estate niche, but over time I realized that I didn't understand it as deeply as I needed to, right? And the reason why I decided to go for real estate niche was because I was seeing people telling that the real estate niche was a great niche to go. But if you don't understand the real estate niche as much as a niche that you can understand so deeply well, then there's no way for you to go there, right? And most of the times when you start out, maybe you don't know a lot about a niche. So obviously then there's a few things that you can do, a few strategies that you can do to choose a niche, right? What I did was I changed the niche and I went to coaches, consultants, and agency owners. And the reason why I did that is because throughout this time that I was trying different strategies like outreach, creating funnels to run BSLs, ads, whatever, I learned a lot about building funnels, about running ads, about doing automations like using Go High Level and, all these skills. And that's why I pivoted into this, because I had experience and I couldn't understand and speak their language fluently, right? And from the book of Sabri Subi, what I learned is that you need to understand your dream buyer better than they can understand themselves, right? Know their pain points, desires, language, and buying process. Because when you create an offer, one of the most important things that you need to understand is their drive, right? The drive is what actually drives them to want to go from point A to point B. And most of the time, even if you get them clients, they have a really deeper reason why they want to get clients. It's because they want to have financial freedom. They want to be able to have more time with their families. Like, you need to understand so deeply well your dream buyer, because then everything that you're going to do, in like sales strategies, like acquisition strategies, building funnels, running ads, whatever, you're going to be using all this knowledge, right? And to qualify your niche, you can even ask these questions to yourself, which is this big enough? Which means you need to go to a niche that is actually at least tens of thousands of people, right? Because you don't want to go to a niche that is super, super niche and that nobody knows and that you cannot even serve a lot of people, right? Because if there's not a lot of people, then the scalability for your business is going to be limited. So you want to look for a niche that is big, that is growing as well, because you don't want to go to a niche that is, decreasing day by day. Like, for example, you don't want to go to a niche that is like using, I don't know, paper news, right? Newspaper, because everyone is going digital right now. So you want to look for these things, and as well, one thing that is super important, you want to look for a niche that they at least have money to spend on solutions. Because if you're going to charge $2,000 for somebody that is making $2,000 per month, it's not going to be good, because it's going to be super hard to sell that product, because they're about to spend what they make in a month for your solution, right? So you need to look for people that can actually afford your solution, right? When you know and you understand your niche so well, that's when you want to create the solution. You want to create your offer, right? Again, before building your low ticket product, you want to define your main transformation. The transformation you're going to do with your service, right? It can be a done with you service, right? It can be coaching, consulting, or it can be, I don't know, a done for you service, right? Like an agency service. Because the low ticket product we're going to be using as a acquisition system, right? So you want to ask yourself what outcome I'm delivering and what problem am I solving? Because your offer is not your service. That's two completely different things. Because if you run ads, if you build funnels, if you do conversion optimization, if you do email marketing for e-commerce, whatever you do, it's just to take somebody from point A to point B, right? Let's say that you are running, again, let's do the e-com example. Let's say that you're selling conversion rate optimization services. The point here maybe that it can be that you want to increase the profit from these e-commerce stores, right? Because without spending more money, they're going to be able to make more profit, because just by making a few tweaks, the conversion rate optimization increases. So that is the transformation. You don't want to sell conversion rate optimization. What you want to sell is your offer is that transformation, right? So again, this is your core offer, which is your real business, right? And that's now when you want to create that low ticket product, right? And that's why I created this low ticket product, which you can do other strategies, but the strategy and the acquisition system that I'm going to teach you here is low ticket product, right? Now, what I like to do when it comes to creating low ticket products is, if you have a core offer, right? Let's say that you help, I'm going to put my example, right? I help coaches, consultants, and agency owners, right? And I do that by having acquisition systems, right? Say acquisition systems, okay? This is my core offer, okay? Obviously, in the acquisition system, I've got outbound, inbound, paid strategies. Like, I've got different strategies, obviously. But what I understood is that coaches, consultants, and agency owners, they run ads, they understand what funnel is. Sometimes they know how to run ads, but they don't know how to convert this traffic into appointments. So that's why I created my product, which a thing that I like to do, a rule that I like to use when it comes to creating digital products, is just to create a 10% of what my core offer is, right? So if my core offer has funnels, ads, if I, how to create offers, more stuff, just look at small things, right? Let's say, again, let's do the e-com example. Let's say that you work with e-com brands and you help them run ads. Or let's say that you help them with email marketing, okay? With conversion rate optimization, with more things, right? Let's say that you create 10% of what your product is and you do ad templates, right? It can be, I don't know, static ads, it can be ad scripts, right? Or templates on how to write ad scripts or whatever. Like, there are, endless ideas that you can do, right? And a few examples of that, it can be mini courses, right? It can be templates, like funnel templates, ad scripts. Let's say that you help people build operation systems on Notion. You can create Notion templates, like sales scripts. Like, there's a lot of things that you can do, right? Checklist. You can do paid events as well, paid webinars. But the key here is that it must be delivered fast, right? It needs to deliver fast results and build trust, right? Because they're paying for, $27, like $97, whatever. And it needs to be a quick win, right? And now I'm going to show you my example and the funnel that I use, right? Which is this one. Obviously, I have different products, right? I've got this one as well. So I started creating this product, which was more focused for like service businesses. I had more funnels, right? And this product I was selling for €97, right? Which, it would be like 100 and something dollars, right? And the way you want to do that, right? You don't need a BSL on this page, because if the product that you're selling is below 97, there's no need to do BSL or to have a video. You can have it if you're good at videos, but you're not good at videos, there's no need. Like, you can do a really good copy, explain your product well, put testimonials, right? Real testimonials. And then what I saw is that the majority of the people that were buying this product were coaches, consultants, and agency owners. So that's why I created this $27. Now I improve it and it's $47. But at the time that I made this, because I changed this price like yesterday, right, to $47. So I understood that I was selling to coaches, consultants, service businesses, and I improved it, right? Because I understood that the most common funnels that you're going to use are lead magnet funnels, BSL funnels, and self-liquidating offer funnels, which is low-ticket funnels, right? And I improved the product, not by only selling funnels, but by selling the full system, right? Lead magnet mockups, BSL script, email follow-up sequences, the framework on how to build the offer, fill in the blank copy templates, and a private community, right? I put all the people in the private community, so that way I can help people one-to-one, right? They get access to talk to me one-on-one on a private community on WOP. And they can talk to me, I can help them, I can build more trust, and I can upload tutorials, and I can upload more things, right, in this community. So you see the point here is that you have this funnel, right? You've got the sales page, which is the first page, right? The way you create this funnel is just by having the sales page. But you don't not only want to end up here, right? You want to even increase that average order value, right? So I was like, okay, now I'm giving them all the system, the full system. So whenever they want to buy, I take them to the checkout page, and they can spend $47 for the product. But I give them one-time opportunity to buy these two products. So they come from my ads, and they were going to be spending 47, or at that time they were going to be spending 27, and now they might end up spending $101. So I increase that average order value, so that way I increase my margin, and not only I break even, but I make profit, right? So that way, whenever they spend 100 or 47 and they pay, now I give them a one-time opportunity to go to my upsell page, which is my core offer, which is my high ticket offer, right? And the way I do that is by having this really basic page, which is with a VSL, because obviously when you're selling a high ticket offer, when you're making sure that people want to go to your consultation call or strategy call or whatever you want, discovery call, you need a VSL because you need to be able to explain better your offer, right? So I put the offer here, and by the time you're watching this, maybe the offer is changed, but you need to have your offer here. Obviously, having a high ticket offer is really important with a really important guarantee, and at least 10 to 20% of the people that bought the product, they're gonna just jump straight away into an appointment, right? Into a call with you, because it's a free call, right? And the other 80% of the people that just bought the product, now you have them on a community and you can offer them this high ticket offer. You have them, their emails, their phone numbers. You can, start creating a full ecosystem with automations, right? Email automations, WhatsApp automations, SMS automation. Like you can start creating a lot of trust, right? And the reason why is because when I say 10 to 20% of the people will jump straight away into your offer, is because these people will be maybe in this 3% of the market, and then the people that just bought the product and didn't end up booking the appointment, they might be in the 20, in the 17%, and they need more time before they jump on you. But what you've done here is you put them into your ecosystem. So now, if you create content, you can send if you upload a YouTube video, that you uploaded a reel, now you can nurture them through emails, through your content, and take them from here to here. So that's why this strategy is super powerful, right? Right, cool. So what I was saying is that people, instead of spending $27, they end up spending $71 or $120 per customer, which is obviously way better, right? And what happens next now is, once they book a call, I show them more proof and case studies. I show them my offer, right? That's when you can show the offer, or if you're instead of a discovery call, is an audit call, you can audit their funnels, their ads, whatever you do, right? And you can close them into your done with you or done for you solution. So now, instead of having just low ticket sales, $27 ticket sales or $100 sales, you turn this system from a $27 product into people that pay you $3K to $10K, and you've got clients like clockwork. So that's why it's so powerful, because not only you're making low ticket sales, which you can have, you can just make sales daily, right, from your low ticket product. But let's say that you spend $100 per day on ads, and you get back, let's say, $200 back from your low ticket product. You're making in profit $100, right? However, if from those 200, let's say you get 4 sales, and out of those 4 sales, you close one into a high ticket offer for $2,000 per month, not only you're making 100, but you're making 2,100 that day, which means this is full profit, right? This strategy is so powerful, because whenever you start running ads and you do a VSL, you might be spending $500 to close a client that is worth 200, or even you can spend 1,000 to get a client that is worth 2,000. So this way, there's way more profit by having a low ticket offer, right? Again, I'm not saying that the VSL or the webinar doesn't work. It works well if you know how to do it right. But in this video, I was just telling you about this strategy that worked for myself. That is the reason why I'm getting these results, right? Now, I want to tell you why this strategy works and why it's not just about the product, right? And the reason why it's not just because about the product is because it's a filter, a qualifying system, and a trust builder, right? Because there are three reasons why it works. Because you get buyers instead of leads. right? So this is super important because these people, they already paid you. You already have the credit cards. Like, the people that use the credit card are people way more committed than people that don't use the credit card, right? And that's a fact, because they spend money, so they are more committed to improve their business, right? Another reason is that fast wins build long-term trust, because you are helping them, right, for a really low price. Like, I've got really, good reviews saying people that this is a bargain, that for the price, what they're getting for this price, for the $27, is a bargain that is super cheap. So that's what you want to do. You want to give value, as much value as you possibly can, for a really low, cheap price, right? And obviously another reason is that follow-up turn impulsive buyers into long-term clients, right? So again, it's not about making one sale. It's about building a full ecosystem that gives you clients long-term. That's why Savvy Subi, and that's why most people use, for example, like a free book or even just creating content. It's just another strategy of building a relationship, right? Because, for example, right now I'm creating content. I'm giving you as much value as possible, because most of you, a few of you guys will just book an appointment with me, or maybe you just consume my content and learn with me, right? And either way are good, because what I'm doing here with these videos, I'm educating you, right? I want to give you as much value as possible, and I want to document my journey, right? So my final thoughts are that you need to build a system and not just a product. Again, I don't want you to go now and create a low ticket product, or just to copy my product and start selling it, because it's not going to be good. What you want to do is you want to use it as a system to attract clients, right? Again, the low ticket offer is just the front end of your client acquisition machine, right? Because the real goal is to land high ticket clients. And if you want to stop chasing leads, build real leverage, install a machine that brings buyers daily, then this is the model to study, right? Now, if you want this full document breaking down this strategy, this whole document that I went through, what I want you to do is down below you'll see my Instagram, right? You've got it here. Follow me and DM me the word doc, and I'll send it through, okay? And I'll send you the full document, all right? So yeah, that was pretty much everything for today's video. And one last thing that I want to say is that if you struggle to get clients, down below this video you'll see a link in the description where I'll tell you how can I help you solve the problem. And if you don't want, never mind, but if you're curious to know how I can help you solve this problem, just click the link and it will take you to a landing page, and you will see a little bit more about how can we do it. And as well, what I want you to do is to comment any video ideas and requests you have. And I want you to subscribe if you want more content that keeps you engaged to the end, right? So have a blessed day ahead, and thank you so much for sticking around and watching. So with no further ado, cheers, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.